If you could go back in time and give high school you one piece of advice, what would you tell you?
One, very simply, just to be a little bit louder. I will say the confidence I had in college definitely was not there in high school. There's the ongoing joke that I'm very soft-spoken. I can project in videos, I can project in presentations, but one-on-one, I will constantly have to think of, hi, Sean, I can't hear you. I honestly wish that in high school I did not let that control out of me. If I was just a little bit louder, I feel like things would be a lot more different. Or at least would be able to kind of ask for help, stand for myself a little bit more. The other one, quite genuinely, I will say, this is one of the weirder mentalities I have, is to not regret any decision you make. The actions you take have some reason they happen. This comes from what college you apply to, what major you have, and everything else in between. Don't take a route and just say, I'm taking this route, and if it goes wrong, be like, oh, I wish I went back and changed it. Take every opportunity as a learning opportunity to say, I guess, for example, for majors, I started off pre-med, did not like that at all. I did come in as that route and took a semester like that. Turns out that's not what I wanted, took that as a learning opportunity, found the majors I have now. Everything from who you decide to partner up with for a project to what school you decide to go to. You can always change the route you go about, but you can never change back time. Don't dwell on the past, kind of dwell on how you can make it better later on.
My advice would be to live life as your big afro, Black, woman identifying first generation self. Because as I said before, I was really quiet in high school, and a lot of that came not really from what people thought of me, but not me not fully accepting myself for who I am. And I feel like in college, I've learned that that I am awesome, and that the people around me are awesome, and we can live like that. In terms of just bringing your energy and yourself into every room, every opportunity, and not worrying so much about if you're gonna fail at it, or if people might use your stories against you, or whatever it is. Just bringing your full self into everything you do, and then not really worrying about what other people are gonna do about that.
There's a lot of great things about going to a well-funded, prestigious university, and it's great to have access to so many resources and academics and people here. But I will say Vanderbilt or no university is perfect, and also I think the whole going to a good college will fix everything it doesn't. There'll still be stuff going on in your life, and there's still struggles you face with your identity or your background, all that, and also just if you're thinking that I want to, for example, be at a state school in my state, I want to be in a bigger background, there's nothing wrong with wanting a different type of education. Like I said, I chose to go to the US. I think this whole going to a top university in the US will fix everything, but I feel that really just comes from their endowment and how much money they have, how much tuition is recognizing that going to a good university is great, but also it's not the be end all. There's so many different paths, and even if you go to one of those places, it's not going to be perfect. So that's just my tips on that.
Can I shout out for people of color who kind of want to hear more of the background of their university, especially if it's predominantly white? There's this Instagram channel. I don't know if you can see it, but it's called Dear PWI. And so it shows the more negative side. You're not going to hear as much of the positive side, but it will really give you all the tea about universities that are predominantly white, and just making sure that you're comfortable there if that's the institution you choose.